Welcome back. I'm Pratap here. Today is 22nd February 2024. In this video, let us generate bullish and bearish trade setups for monthly income trade and weekly income trade. In the first report, let us generate a bullish trade setup for monthly income trade. I'm setting the entry time frame as daily because in monthly income trade, entry time frame, that is LTF time frame, is daily. Because it is bullish trade setup, our entry zone should be demand zone, and in bullish or bearish trade setup at daily time frame I am selecting bullish. We will also add some filters. We don't want any pierced zones, so that is the reason why I am setting pierced count, the last parameter in this page. Pierced count at daily time frame I am setting 0 0. That means the pierced count should be 0. That means these are not pierced zones. Apart from that, some more important parameters let us set. One is minimum range, that is nothing but reward. Between demand and supply zone, we should have a minimum reward. The minimum range indicates the reward, minimum reward. And daily time frame, let us set a 3. At least minimum 3% reward should be there between daily demand zone and daily supply zone. Earlier we set 5%. Now we reduce it to 3% in case if you find any good stocks where you can fine tune the zones in much better way, you get more reward. This is one parameter we set. And apart from that, we will also set the stocks near to the demand zone. For that, 3 reports we will generate. Excuse me. And the first report is, excuse me, the first report is stocks near 1% near to the demand zone. So maximum price percent to reach the zone, I am setting within 1% to the demand zone. Any stocks are there, let us find them because there are higher chances you get an entry. On daily time frame, I am setting the value 1. Now let us filter the stocks. So we have identified only 4 stocks, which is near 4% to the zone. And all these stocks are having a minimum reward of 3%. But all these stocks are currently, if you look into the signal type, this is the price direction of the daily time frame, lower time frame. They are either moving to the supply zone or all-time high. Now what we do in this next report, let us increase the stocks near demand zone to 2% level. Maximum price percent to reach the zone is 2%. Now 7 stocks are there. Here also all the stocks are moving towards the either all-time high or demand zone. See, it doesn't mean we won't get entry. There is a possibility tomorrow, all of a sudden, they change the price direction, get into the demand zone, they give an entry, and again they start moving up. Always you look for fresh demand zones. Some demand zones are already tested, so you should be very careful with them. If it is a high liquidity zone, then not an issue. As per high liquidity zone strategy, you can plan your trade. And let us check the final report. Within 3%, how many stocks are there? Within 3% near to the demand zone, daily demand zone. 13 stocks are there. Only one stock, that is the Hero Motor Corporation, is currently moving towards the demand zone. But it is within 3% to the demand zone. If the price is down by 3% or maybe 2.5%, whatever the range it is there, tomorrow then we will get an entry in the demand zone in this stock, Hero Motors. Except this, remaining all stocks are moving towards either demand zone, either supply zone or all-time high. But remember, currently those price direction is towards the all-time high or supply zone. Sometimes they all of a sudden change the direction, give an entry, and then they will be started moving up. At the time, you should not miss them. But there is a possibility. Sometimes some stocks also even fell down by 4% and 5%. Let me check any stocks within 4% level, they are there. These 24 stocks are there within 4%. If they fell down by, some of these stocks fell down by 4%, you may get an entry. So this is about bullish trade setup. Now let us look into the bearish trade setup. So entry time frame is daily. Entry zone should be supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup on daily time frame, the setup should be bearish. Only one parameter we will set, that is pierced count, because we don't trade pierced zones. So setting the pierced count on daily time frame 0, 0. Because bearish trade setup stocks are very small, because at present market is near to the all-time high. So only one stock is filtered. Currently this stock is moving towards the supply zone. So this is about bullish and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade. Now let us look into the weekly income trade. For weekly income trade, the entry time frame should be, that is LTF time frame, lower time frame, should be 75 minutes. Bullish trade setup, it should be demand zone. And bullish or bearish trade setup, at 75 minutes, we are selecting bullish. The other parameters, first we don't want pierced zones. So let us set 75 minutes, the pierced count we are setting 0, 0. We want only pierced count 0 stock should be there. Pierced count 0 indicates the zones are not pierced. And after that we will see a minimum reward. A minimum reward should be 3%. If you want 2%, we can set 2% also. Let me select 2% zones, you may get more stocks. Between demand and 75 minutes demand zone and supply zone, a minimum 2% reward should be there. Maximum whatever it is you will get. Because if you set 3%, some stocks maybe that may give some good decent percent like 2.5 or 2.6, we will miss them. So that is the reason why now I changing the value to minimum 2%. Monthly income trade minimum I set to 3%. These values we will follow in our everyday reports. Minimum 2%. And within that stocks near to the zone, within 1%, any 75 minute zones are there, we will select with these statistics. See, always you see the strategy what we set here in the search strategy filter. Clearly you can see entry zone is demand zone. And first of all here entry time frame is 75 minutes. Entry zone is demand zone. Bullish or bearish trade setup, 75 minutes we set bullish. The range should be greater than or equal to 2%. And the pierced count should be 0. And the maximum price percent to reach the zone within 1% level. 1% to the 75 minute zone. So 4 stocks are filtered which are near to the, within 1% near to the 75 minute zone. Now let us look for the stocks within 2% to the zone. Within 2% to the 75 minute zone. I'm changing at 75 minutes 1% to 2%. Now let us filter. We have 15 stocks are there within 2% to the zone. So here some of the stocks like Voltas is moving towards the demand zone. And any other stocks? Currently Voltas is only one stock. Is there moving towards the high liquidity demand zone. Remaining all are either moving to all-time high or towards the supply zone. But if any one of the stocks turn its direction, come to the zone, we should get an entry. And let me check any let me check if any stocks within 3%. Within stocks within 3% level. Why I'm setting 3% is to check any stocks moving towards the demand zone from this list. Voltas is already there. Yeah, Apollo Tires is also there, moving towards the demand zone. But that is within 3% level. If the price is down within 3% level, we will get entry in Apollo Tires. Apart from the remaining stocks, if they change the direction tomorrow, probably you may get an opportunity. And look into the test count, look for fresh zones. If high liquidity zone, yes, it supports multiple tests. Okay, this is about bullish trade setup for weekly income trade, and the last report, bearish trade setup for weekly income trade. So entry time frame is 75 minutes, that is LTF time frame. Now entry zone should be supply zone. In bullish or bearish trade setup at 75 minutes, the value should be bearish. Because we don't want pierced zones, we don't trade on them. I'm setting the filtered. Pierced count for 75 minutes should be 0. Now let's filter. These 5 stocks are filtered. And all these stocks are moving towards the supply zone. Few stocks are inside the supply zone. So you can plan your trades in one of these, which are supporting currently bearish trade setup. So this is about the report. This is the end of the report for stocks for the stock supporting bullish and bearish trade setup for monthly income trade and weekly income trade. Hope this information is useful to you. Let's meet again in our next video. Thank you.